Just viewer warning, some offensive material coming up.
I don't think that my church is actually particularly controversial.
No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America.
Not once in my conversations with him have I heard him talk about any ethnic group in derogatory terms or treat whites with whom he interacted with anything but courtesy and respect.
But isn't it interesting, and does anybody really believe that Reverend Wright would never say anything things in private?
No.
But wait until he was in the most public place of all to show his worst side. That's where this doesn't square up.
We learn now about the bashing on Italian Americans, and the quotes are pretty shocking. He talks about a public lynching Italian style. He talks about how the Italians look down their garlic noses at the Galileans. He suggests Italians are enemies of Jesus.
Why was he in that church for 20 years? Why did he never raise an objection? Did he never see the church bulletin? And much the way he said he had never heard any of the kind of racist rant that came from Reverend Wright previously?
Reverend, is it plausible, given all these remarks, that Barack Obama did not know? You know, he says, I knew he made some controversial comments, but I never heard the most inflammatory ones.
This is the same teaching as Louis Farrakhan, and I have to tell you, there is no way at all that you could sit in a church for 20 years and then call the preacher your uncle and he's your spiritual guide or your spiritual leader and not know what he is about. Barack is not being honest about that.
Senator Obama, if you wanted to denounce the Reverend's hate speech, you wanted to do that, you shouldn't have done it today. You should have done it 20 years ago. You sat in this man's pew for 2 decades. A man who praised Louis Farrakhan, and I'm sorry, but I believe it's too late to separate yourself from him now.
You've got him right there in the pulpit, in the pews, listening, supporting Jeremiah Wright. The title of his book, Audacity of Hope, comes from a sermon by Reverend Jeremiah Wright. He knows of this hateful rhetoric that you just saw. He knows of the divisive, explosive, race-baiting language that Jeremiah Wright uses.